You actually talked about that in next episode.
Let me start that just section.
Yeah.
Just gonna do that. So Yay, you're here. Welcome to How to Be a Grown-Up with CK and GK. Let's get started.
It's Tuesday.
It is. We are so glad you're here with us on this Tuesday, or whatever day it is for you that you're listening.
Future.
Thank you for doing that. In the future. This is the writer in me coming out ready. Today I am dishing about decluttering your digital life. Do you
love
like
that.
alliteration? Is so good. This is such a huge topic, and I feel very passionate about this, that we're actually going to spread this out over 2 episodes.
It's a double digital decluttering episode.
I love it. Yep, episode. So this week you're going to get part 1, decluttering your computer.
Okay.
And then we'll tackle your phone next week. The reason I did it this way, this is so funny. I recently saw a tweet that was like, I think millennials in particular do this. There are some tasks that are big computer tasks, and there are some tasks that are phone tasks.
Okay.
And I don't know if you have this in your head, but I totally do this where I'm like, I can't do this part on my phone. I need my big computer.
Right. Sure.
But that's where
I have sent that text before. I'm sorry, I'm not in front of a computer right now. It's like, no, you are.
Even though,
you are.
Exactly. Even though you have a mini one in your hand. Yeah, no. Okay. All right. But before we get to that.
First, okay. So Caitlin, we could call the style guide because she brings consistency to my life.
Well, that's because I am type A- and cannot function without
It was my attempt at a digital pickup line.
I liked it.
Thanks.
I liked it. Well, that's Jenny, everyone's favorite Musically and Perkins-like warrior.
Ooh.
I know.
Musically and Perkins-like.
Musically, you know who her dad is?
No.
Her dad is Quincy Jones.
Nuh-uh. Oh, yeah. Wow. That's where the Jones comes from.
Regina, yeah.
Which, is not a really common name, so I should have known that the two of them were related.
It's so funny too because she always gets like painted. I mean, not always in The Office and in Parks and Rec. She gets painted as this like ambiguously ethnically diverse person. We don't know she's of biracial. She's black and white. Like she's a biracial woman, but they like say that she's Italian in The Office. It's like, I just wonder how she felt about that. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, I do have a shout out for today. First of all, if you are not on Threads,
I joined.
It is the most wholesome, sweet place. And the thing about me is if I see someone who's like, not that anyone cares, but I'm 42 days sober, I'm gonna like it. Yeah. Like it is the most wholesome place. I love that place. I kind of
do love how nice people are to each other.
They're so nice.
And if someone's snarky, like other people call them out.
Yeah. This is not the place for that. I love it. So a Threads Instagram user, relatable Books. She is a podcast host and a kidlit author, which I'm like, oh my God, you're a kidlit author. She went on Threads. She made a post that was like, hey, other podcasters, I just like leaving reviews.
Oh.
Drop your podcast. And I would leave you a review. And I was like, that's so nice. I added her podcast to my queue. I still haven't done her review yet, but it's coming. I swear, relatable Books, it's coming. But she left us a nice review on Spotify, so I wanted to say thank you to her publicly. Nice. And if you are not following her, you should. relatable Books. I like her stuff. It's cute.
That's adorable. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for doing that.
Okay. Tell us, how are we going to declutter our computer?
So first of all, I talked about this in a previous episode, but I love Reddit. I found a thread on Reddit called How to Declutter
Welcome
Digital
to 2001.
Sorry, but there are things that I know I can't get involved in that are time sucks.
The front page of the internet? Yeah.
Yes. So that's why I wasn't in there. But because I'm constantly searching for things and finding answers on Reddit, I might as well just join and try and get my Reddit karma up. Anyway, so that's one of them. The other one was this blog post called Digital Decluttering 101, Everything You Need to Know, on this blog called Life by Deanna.
Okay.
And I borrowed a little bit from that, and then the rest of it is me pontificating. So
Great.
here we go.
I'm here for it.
I do have to acknowledge that this is a little bit of the blind leading the blind.
No.
But I loved this. There's a user on Reddit called Regondo in this thread who said, first of all, welcome to the Digital Mess Club. First thing, deep breath. You're not alone. We've all been there, drowning in a sea of digital clutter. Is that not the most accurate thing? My goodness. Part of my issue is that I'm an information hoarder. I'll see an article and I'm like, yes, I need this. I will refer back to this.
Never.
Yeah, and then never do it. And my other issue is that my ADHD compulsion to organize things because I need the organization structure means that I'm often too narrowed down on what should be in a folder or something. So I have folders for my folders for my folders, and then I can't find things because I don't remember how I organized them. So this is as much for me as it is for our listeners, but I really liked what I found in these two blogs. So these two spaces. So I'm going to share them. Okay. So here's some basic tips to start that I found to be in common everywhere I looked. 1, get a password manager.
Okay.
Now I have a little book, but that is not smart. I have it because
I just keep it on my dashboard with a sign that says like all my passwords here.
No, it's in my office because I don't have, like, I keep a separate computer for work versus home. And so my passwords are stored and little. So that's part of it. And because, again, I thought this will be the tool that saves my life. So I'm going to write them all here. Forget it. I'm done with that. I am going to move on and I'm going to use a password manager. The two that I've seen over and over again that people really love are 1Password and Bitwarden.
Okay.
I have no experience with either of them. However, Bitwarden was getting upvoted all over the place on Reddit. So worth looking into. Second tip, remember that the labeling system and organization system that you use is a reflection of your personality and the way that you personally think about grouping things. So a really common mistake is people will see, oh, I need to get organized, and they'll look at someone else's structure and then they'll use that structure.
But you don't think
but
that
it doesn't
way.
work for them because you don't think that way. Exactly. We're going to tackle that issue in a second, but just keep that in mind. Start small to gather some momentum. This is a quote from Perrier 346 on that Reddit thread. They said, friend advised me to start with organizing 2 digital files on my computer each day, then increase to 4, continue to build on that daily number. It gets easier and more satisfying as you go along. So there have been a few days where I get on a roll and do 100 plus.
Wow.
Now, that's a lot, but start small is a great thing to
That's
think
that Dave
about.
Ramsey thing.
Less overwhelming.
Get snowball.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even like a big fan of his, but I do love the idea of like pay little things off and get some momentum.
Right. Put on a good playlist or podcast that makes you feel productive to do this. I personally can't think actively and listen to a podcast at the same time because I'm either listening to the podcast and not thinking, or I'm thinking and not listening to the podcast. So I tend to gravitate towards like focus music playlists on Spotify. That helps me because it's white noise. So there's that. Set a timer for yourself. You only have to do this for 10 minutes a day, or you only have to declutter 3 files.
For me, the timer actually stops me from doing the other because I would get sucked in and do it for 4.5 hours, not finish the task, and never have interest in it again.
That's called hyperfixation and a dopamine. Yeah, and a dopamine hit, and then you're like, it's over. This is why a lot of people with ADHD will start a task, get like 85% done, and then they're like, nah, I'm done.
That's it. I'm it. So that's why I like the timer, because not, I have to do this for 10 minutes. It's, I can only do this for 10 minutes.
Yes, I have to stop after that's over. I tend to, the timer thing doesn't work for me. I use a Pomodoro timer at work, and it doesn't work. I will keep working. So for me, it's not the time. It is, I will only let myself do these 3 things, and then I will stop. That helps me. But however it works for you. Also, this is the big one. This is a marathon, not a sprint. You cannot do your decluttering one time and then expect it to stay this way because you're constantly consuming digital content. It's going to get messy again. So just commit to a certain amount of time every week or day. Exactly. To make sure that your things stay organized. I do laundry every day, literally every day. I do a load of laundry every single day because otherwise
your living room looks like mine, where you have piles of laundry for every person in the house on the coffee table. Because it's Saturday. And that's what we do.
Is the realest thing I've ever heard. Well done. Okay. So let's start with your computer. This is one of my favorite tips ever. The files on your computer.
Yes. The files are in the computer.
The files are in the computer. They're in the computer.
Remember when,
I'm having a Zoolander moment. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this is where the Marie Kondo idea of dump all your crap into the middle of the room kind of comes into play. Okay. Obviously you're not going to do that, but anything that's unorganized in a way that doesn't make sense to you, this is kind of the idea. So you're going to start by, and this is from the Reddit thread, they use this term, start by creating mega folders.
Ooh, that's my Transformer name.
Uh-huh.
Mega folder.
Mega folder. Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, and mega folder. Okay.
I could be French and mega fold, yay.
Love it. Okay. Your mega folders, you're going to break down into any system that you want. You're going to start big and then work your way into smaller groupings that make sense. So for example, my mega folders might be family, finance, fun, and personal.
No, I'm sorry. Family, finance, fun, and personal?
I don't have an F for the personal things. What would that be? For my eyes only?
Yeah, there you go. See, there you go.
Then let's take my finance folder just to start. In there, I might have first finance. I might have taxes, car,
taxes, home, transportation.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, we're taking this alliteration all the way to the end.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well then, what would you do for home?
This is where I live.
No. Okay. Someone's laughing with us or at us, whatever. That's the whole point. Laugh at us. Okay. Inside the taxes folder,
okay,
I break down by year.
All right.
Okay. And then as I start to upload documents to my server that I use to help me do all this, I have an uploaded folder, and then everything else is just out in the year.
Ah, okay.
That's it. So that I know what I've already put it
away, so you put it in this folder.
Exactly. Inside my car folder, I might have loan information, maintenance, registration, and insurance.
Okay.
Inside my home folder, I might again have mortgage or loan information, maintenance, and insurance.
Okay.
But the key here is, and this is another tip from, I don't know how to say this person's name, so I'm just going to spell it SOCRTC21 in Reddit. They said, and this is where my mind was literally blown and I had to comment on this person's response.
Okay.
Avoid being too specific, because you don't want to end up with a bunch of folders that only have one file in them.
Oh, yeah.
Caitlin. So now that you have your folder structure in place, now you can go through all of those loose things. Go to your downloads folder.
Okay.
Chances are
it's got a million files
a mess. Screenshots. Weird file names that are just a bunch of numbers. You have no idea what it is. Sort those items into your mega folders. Even if all you do for the first day is just move them out of downloads into the space where your mega folders are, like the files part of your computer, you've done something. Yes. Then go to your desktop. Is there crap on your desktop?
Oh,
Go
that
get
makes me
it
insane.
into.
So I do not have a lot of that.
That is my like temporary holding space. My downloads is where items go to die because I forget that they're in there. But my temporary holding space is my desktop because I hate when things are on my desktop. So I will do something about them if they're there.
Good.
But I have worked with many, many people, especially academics, when I'm doing my webinar hosting, where they share their screen and their desktop is nightmare fuel.
Ugh.
Like just files everywhere. They're not even on a grid. They're just everywhere. And if that's you, no shame, but move that stuff into the big file that says files and then start to sort it.
Right.
Into the mega folders and just do the mega folders to start. Just do that. And here's the other thing. If it's something you don't need, put it in your trash. Get it gone. You don't need it. Ugh. Anyway, so that's how you start with the files on your computer.
Okay.
Now we're going to move to emails. Jen, how many emails do you have unread on your phone right now?
Unread.
Look. Unread. What does the circle say?
326.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Unread. Okay, let me look at mine. This is nightmare. 307. Okay.
Oh, look at us.
I know, right? 307. That's not including my work emails, and we'll get to that in a second.
That does include my work emails. I'm better than you.
No, I did this on purpose, and we're going to get to that in the next episode. Okay. Here's how you're going to sort through your emails. Search for, this is again the Perrier account person.
Yes.
Search for 2 different senders or unimportant email accounts per day. Delete everything you don't need.
Okay.
Find an email that you know you're never going to open. Search for it. Click all of them. Delete them.
Okay.
Gone. That's very easy to do with emails you've never opened before, especially if they're more than like a month old. You're probably not going to do anything with them. Okay. Then this one that I loved, this person said, unscribe and unfollow like it's your job. I loved that. I was like,
that's amazing.
Yes. Okay. I saw this tip a while back. I don't know where I saw it, but it was a good one. Search for any email that has unsubscribe in it in your inbox.
Okay.
Select all and then delete.
Okay.
Now, that's not saying you're unsubscribing from them yet. That's just getting them out of your inbox.
Okay.
Now, the other things you can do, use unroll.me. So look for unroll me.
Yes, you told me about that and I loved it.
Yes. To roll all of your promo emails into one email per day.
Okay.
That's very helpful because I don't know if you have this issue, but I have so many promo emails that come to me. It's probably in the hundreds that would come to me per day if I did not have unroll me. It's just one email.
Oh, absolutely.
And I usually just delete it because I don't need to be looking through promos and just like, oh, look, Gap is having a sale again. Let me go ahead and buy some crap. No. Okay. There's also a service called Clean Fox. I have not used this before, but it was recommended a couple of times to get rid of newsletters that you don't read. Good one, right?
Yeah.
If you have inactive email accounts, close them. And if they are active, you can do a couple of things. One, you could set up a forwarding email address that pushes everything into your actual one inbox. Or you can do what I do, which is roll them all into one email app. You can even do this on Gmail. You can say like other accounts and it will pull in emails from other accounts.
Okay.
But on my Apple Mail, I have all of my email accounts in one space on my computer and on my phone.
Oh.
So I only use one program and I can check my personal Gmail, my work email, and the podcast account.
That's cool.
Yeah. Pretty
That's
helpful.
really cool.
Yeah. You can just add other servers into your app.
Yeah.
So you have one space for everything. Okay. This other one I haven't tried it, but I did check it out as I was researching this. This is called Have I Been, and instead of owned, it looks like owned, but it's a P instead. So Have I Been PWNED. Yes, that's how it's spelled.
So being pwned is like you are new and somebody like told you what's up. Like, oh, pwned.
Yeah. So you're going to use that service to see if your email address was in a data breach.
Ooh.
And if it was, you can remove yourself from those websites and or update your passwords.
Is that free?
When I did it yesterday and searched for mine, it told me exactly where my email address had been in a data breach.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I did it on my podcast Google account. So now I need to do it on my personal.
Yeah, I'm going to try it.
Yeah. Okay. Oof. That's your emails.
Okay.
Start unsubscribing too, man. If you don't,
like it's my job.
If you don't, yeah, like it's your job, because you don't need that stuff. Okay.
Well, and after that one click unsubscribe log got passed, like it's kind of cool.
Yeah, and as someone who sends email marketing.
Yeah, you're not excited. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm very aware that what I'm doing is something that makes me angry on a lot of levels. Okay. Last topic for your computer for today.
Okay.
Your random saves. These are things like bookmarks you never use. Tabs you have open, Caitlin, 27 tabs. Articles you said you'd read later that you will not read later. YouTube videos that are in your watch later list that you'll never watch. The caveat for me here is context matters. Did you save an article because you just wanted to read it, but that was 3 months ago? Did you save it because it would actually assist you with an upcoming home project? Be prepared to answer those questions as you look through these lists, because if you don't know why you saved it, it should probably go. And if you only saved it to read it and then you skim it and you're like, I don't care, or, oh, I got the information, then you're going to remove that bookmark and get it out of there. Okay.
Right.
So you're going to find a system that you like for saving these things and stick with that. I am a big fan of the bookmarks bar because I can actually click on them and see what it is that I've saved. Yeah. And then you can right click it and delete it if it no longer serves you.
Oh, seriously?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. The other thing that I like, and this is a little bit of a throwback, but the social media nerd in me knows that this is a hot place to be, is still Pinterest.
I do love Pinterest.
Because you can see a picture of what it is that you saved. That's so helpful.
Yep.
But again, I have folders for my folders in there. So, and it's kind of overwhelming because in the early 2000s, not early 2000s, probably early 10s, I spent hours on Pinterest. So I have, thousands of pins. So for me, that's a little overwhelming, but I do like it still.
But when you were pinning, you were organizing as you pinned because it tells you where to put it.
Yes.
So at least even though you have thousands of pins, they're sort of sorted.
I did learn from my sisters that they just like things. They don't pin them. If you like things, it doesn't organize. So if you're a liker on Pinterest and not a pinner, that's a problem.
No.
Okay.
Pinterest.
Yes. I heard of a tool called Napkin that will also help you with these sorts of organizations. I have not used this, but Napkin, I think it's napkin.io. But either way, just search for Napkin and it should come up.
Okay.
My new favorite is My Mind.
My Mind.
Okay. It is a free service up to 100 kinds of things. 100, you can call them pins, I guess.
Okay.
100 saves. What I like about this is that with Pinterest, you have to put it in a place.
Right.
With My Mind, you do not have to put it in a place. It does it for you based on keywords that it finds within the save.
Okay.
And you can add your own tags to it. So for someone like me who doesn't know where I put things, I can add multiple tags to it that might refresh my memory.
So this recipe looks really good for Mondays when we have baseball.
Right. Or also I might save it under crock pot.
Right.
Or I might save it under tacos, whatever the heck it is, dinner. I can put all of those items onto that thing. And when I search for it, it will come up no matter what term I've put in.
Cool.
So I have one for work that I use, and I'll say, sales email, cold outreach, email template. And anytime I search any of those terms, that will come up no matter what.
Love it.
So I don't have to know where I put it. I just have to think of something that might refresh my memory about it, and then I can find it from there. And it will add in a picture for you as well.
Cool.
I'm about to pay for it. Like, that's how much I really like this one. Like, and on my personal, I'm up to, like, 85
out of
pins.
that 100.
Out of that 100. But here's the thing, I haven't looked at them, so I'm just gonna start clearing them.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. There's also this thing called Get Doom Box. Now, if you do not know what a Doom Box is, this is a particularly common word among the ADHD community. It's a thing where you put the things that you don't know where they go, and they just sort of
disappear because out of sight, out of mind.
Exactly. It was recommended on Reddit. However, I did look for this item because I was very interested. It sounds a little bit like My Mind.
Right.
It did not allow me to, like, it was like join Doombox, and I clicked all the buttons and it wouldn't let me. So I don't know what's going on with that, but maybe by the time, maybe it was like a server error or whatever, maybe by the time you try this, it might work. But I personally am a big fan of My Mind. I do want Get Doombox. I'm very curious about how that works. Your YouTube watch laters, your Reddit saves, your read later saves.
Yes.
Go through them and set a time threshold for deleting.
Okay.
If it's been there for more than 6 months and you haven't watched it later or read it, delete it.
It's out.
Now, you can change the time based on how anxious that makes you, right? If 6 months is like,
no,
I need a year, then
give yourself a year.
Get rid of everything after a year. If there's nothing there after a year, good job. Because I totally have things that are more than a year old in my saves and watch laters. But consider that as an option, right? Like, this is a system that works for you.
It's like that closet trick we talked about before, where you flip the hanger.
Mm-hmm. And if you haven't worn it in a year, get rid of it. Yeah. It's fine. Otherwise, if it's in your watch laters and it's something that you actually needed to keep, because again, it'll assist you with a home project or whatever, put it in a place where you actually will refer back to it.
Right.
Sort it to where it belongs. Right. So that's something worth looking at. And it might actually help you feel really good to know that there's like one thing in your watch later, and maybe you'll watch it.
Right. And then
be empty. Done with it. Right. Okay. That's some of the big issues from your computer. So your files with mega folders. Your emails with your unsubscribe and unfollow like it's your job, and your random saves where you're going to just pick a system, stick with it, and get rid of anything that can't go into a category.
All right, here we go.
Let's take a break. For links to resources mentioned in this episode, head on over to ckandgkpodcast.com/blog to find everything you need. And be sure to follow us on social media. Head over to your favorite social media network and find us at CK&GK Podcast. And now, back to the show. All right.
Okay,
we're back. Yay!
It's time for us to talk about the things we're obsessed with, and I'll go first. From the freezer section, we are all familiar with the concept of a Parker House roll. The dough is yeasty and sweet. Sister Schubert's brand makes cinnamon rolls with their Parker House dough. But now they make lemon blueberry rolls. It's got this really good lemon curd and those tiny little wild Maine blueberries that you get in the can with the old school muffin mix.
Oh.
They are good. They are really, really good. They are a treat because there's nothing healthy about them, but man, they are good.
Oh, yum. Yeah, I can't do treats all the time.
No.
Speaking of little treats, Jenny, he's here. So right now I'm holding the Pottery Barn Buddy the Elf pillow. Now, if you don't know Buddy the Elf is, shame on you. First of all, that's the big thing. Yeah. But also, my favorite thing about the Buddy the Elf, the whole elf thing, is that they made them look like the elves in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Right.
Right? Like, that's my favorite part about it.
Herbie doesn't like to make toys.
Right. He wants to be a dentist. Yeah. Like, yeah. Well, the Buddy the Elf pillow looks even more like
the
the
Rudolph.
characters from Rudolph, which is like my favorite Christmas movie, even though it's like the meanest movie on the planet now that I'm older.
Oh, my mom is obsessed. She has Christmastown with like little figurines. And some of them are Rudolph like branded, and some of them are ones that
Yes.
my parents have made because those characters aren't available for purchase.
No, I have some of the Rudolph branded. Yeah.
Yeah, the lion, like King of Misfit Toys, my dad bought a tiny miniature lion, glued wings and a crown on him.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
My favorite is the spotted elephant. I've always loved him.
Yes.
I can't understand why, but I do. It's the meanest movie ever. Anyway, the pillow, it's from Pottery Barn and it's branded. So you know it wasn't cheap,
No.
right? And I sent Jenny a message saying, this is a need, right? Like, this is a need. I need this. And then I sent it, when it arrived, I sent a picture of it to my mom and she goes, oh, I saw it. Oh my God. It is so cute. It's so cute. He's not very like, he's not super soft. He's kind of like firm,
but that makes him stand
up. He's like a little round belly.
And if BB-8 was an elf.
Exactly. That's what he looks like, a BB-8 elf. Okay, so that leads me to my gem.
Oh, okay.
When he showed up, I immediately put him on my bed because he's mine.
Right.
And my son, who is a stuffy, obsessed child. Oh, Mom, can I have him? Absolutely not. There is a lot of things that I will share with my child.
But not my Buddy the Elf Pottery Barn pillow.
Not my Buddy the Elf pillow. Especially, it's Pottery Barn. It wasn't cheap. You can have the cheap pillows from Joanna Michaels. Yes. You cannot have this pillow. It is mommy's. Like... and you know what? You know how like there's those pillows that just feel good to like have in your lap?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's how he is. He feels good to have in my lap. So like at night he just he's a little bit of weight and like kind of rest my iPad on him a little bit. Like he's just comfortable. So I find myself like holding him a lot.
The personification pronoun I'm having a hard time with. Like it's not it. It is he.
He is here. And he looks so, it's so funny because he totally has the Will Ferrell hair.
Yes.
But he looks like the head elf. Like,
right.
Wiggle your ears and ho ho and like, like that guy. We don't need any chewing dolls. Like that's what he looks like. Right. So he just makes me laugh. So that's my gem and my obsession. What's yours?
Last night we listened to a new album that was released, and I won't say who so that this episode can be timeless. But as a family, we're a fan of this artist. And so we listened to his new album beginning to end. And at one point during the music, John takes Abby from the couch and teaches her how to two-step right there in the living room.
That's so sweet.
Right? And I'm like trying not to take pictures and video because I want to just enjoy it. But like I did snap a couple because, you know, you need that on record.
Yeah, that's the sweetest.
It was cute.
Oh, I love a good gem like that. Just
right,
a little precious one.
That's a good one.
Goodness. I love it. Let's just wrap it right there. That's it.
Make good choices.
And start small. You can do this. Digital decluttering.
Okay.
Go you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hey friends, thanks for listening to the CK and GK podcast. Find us at CK and GK podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, or anywhere else that you pod. See you next time.